Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but we also discuss how we're going to fix it together. The content that I'm going to show you tonight is amazing content that's happening amongst the backdrop of all the Speaker of the House situation in Washington shenanigans. This is important data so that you guys know you are not alone. Everything is linked in the description box below, and I cannot wait to hear from you guys on this one because this is gold right here. Now, if you are a new or returning viewer, we would love to have you hit that like button. Make sure you are subscribed and that notification bell is on, because the more people that we get in the fold, the more people we can help spread the blessing of the Second Amendment along to the next generation. Thank you so much in advance for your consideration, and today's sponsor is SDI. I know a lot of you out there like to upgrade and modify your own guns. And if you're looking to turn a hobby into a career, Sonoran Desert Institute can help. The online programs at STI cover everything from gunsmithing, ballistics, woodworking and finishes, shooting, sports management, and more. Plus, all the tools and materials are shipped directly to your door. There's never been a better time to make that hobby into a career, so what are you waiting for? There's a link in the description box below, and thank you so much to STI for making this content possible. But my brothers and sisters, as we go into this is important, and there's a few reasons I want to bring it to you. One, the fact that people in America are buying guns at unprecedented rates that are continuing to rise shows there is an increased and sustained interest in the Second Amendment and adopting that lifestyle. That is massive. You're not alone. The second thing is, it really kind of flies in the face of the gun control movement saying that no one is interested in the Second Amendment. It's a completely antiquated idea. False, wrong, could not be more manipulative. Like I said, everything is linked in the description box below, and listen to this. I want to hear you in the comments because this is that goodness. The new normal in gun sales, 16 million or more. Again, like I said, this is released against the backdrop of the drama in Washington, D.C. over the speakership. This is crucial for us. Check this out. This came out this morning. Gun sales have crossed into a new and historic territory, averaging over 16 million sold annually as buyers who are concerned about violent crime arm up. According to the FBI, the last 3 years have recorded new highs in gun sales and background checks. Now, one of the things that we've been covering on this channel is just this data point. The fact that people are adopting the Second Amendment is going up at an exponential rate. This is extremely solid for our movement because we're getting more blood. We're getting more renewal than we ever have before. And it's coming from different demographics. We cover it across the board. Women and minorities and women made up the biggest chunk that they've ever made up in the past 2 years. This is moving in the right direction. I'm about to show you some other stuff here, but 16 million sold annually. It's important. In 2022, the FBI this week said that it handled 31.5 million applications in the National Instant Criminal Background Check System, which includes an estimated 16.4 million gun sales. The rest are for other security checks, including for concealed carry permits. Now, first of all, that's going to be a muted number when you're contrasting and comparing gun purchases versus concealed carry, because half the states in the United States are now it's constitutional carry. That's incredibly important to factor in here. The secondary thing, 31.5 million. That means just a little more than half are actual gun purchases, which you can conclude that's a whole lot of people doing background checks for concealed carry permits in 25 out of the 50 states. That's going to translate into more sales. The way that this works is people get the concealed carry. Some states they're required to, some states they want to feel comfortable to, and then they will buy their first gun. The demographics I mentioned earlier of women, minorities would fall in that category on a typical approach. Not every single one of them. But keep in mind, that happens with seasoned gun owners as well. This is something that is not to be overlooked. I've got the FBI statistics coming up next. Check this out. This is such good stuff for our movement. What I've got showing for you right now is the NICS firearm background checks. This is going back to 1998, rather. It goes all the way down to 2022, and as you can see, in 2022, 31.5 million background checks. 2021, 38.8. 2020, 39.695. With a total of 443,172,000. Yeah, you tell me that people are just ready with the antiquated idea of the Second Amendment and it's just going to go out the window, as the gun controllers would tell you. That is not what the data is representing. That is not what the marketing conditions are representing. In fact, look at what NSSF, the people who track all of the shooting sports in data, actually have to say. The National Shooting Sports Foundation, the firearms industry group, said that the growth in NICS checks and sales is the new normal that suggests the latest high level of gun buying will continue. The trend is similar to what NSSF has witnessed in the past, said NSSF spokesman Mark Oliva. I probably should get Mark on here and talk about this. But the whole point here is, as you get a baseline that goes higher in a surge, let's say you started right here. If the baseline goes up to here, the new trend line is right here. It's lower than the actual record surge, but it's still higher than the previous baseline. That's what we're seeing, and it's consistently getting bigger and bigger every year. Let me show you the next little quote, and this will wrap us up. Quote, when a new ceiling is reached on background checks for retail gun sales, the market settles to a new normal. That's what I was just referring to with my amazing hand graphs I just made. That new normal typically exceeds what the trend line of what is seen before the spike. In this case, there were nearly 13.2 million before the 2020 and 2021 spike. The 16.4 million figure shows that the industry continues to meet a signal from today's gun buyers, he said. And that's the last piece I'm going to wrap up with. Gun companies are going to make what is demanded. The demand, the laws of supply and demand, the laws of economics cannot be overstated or manipulated by a government. They can be abused and you can see inflections, but you're not going to have them completely go away. The gun companies, the ones that have been vilified for marketing, for production, all the things by Democrats and gun controllers, they're still supplying and answering the demand. That's the important piece. The demand is at the populace level. The demand is at the everyday American who, no matter what the gun controllers are saying, no matter what anyone is saying, they're going to defend themselves and their families because that is what's important to them. And that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments field below, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.